If your kid is struggling to hit for power, it might not actually be a swing issue, and it might be that they just haven't mastered a movement pattern that's cutting off their glutes and their hamstrings from helping them create enough power. I'm talking about the hip hinge. And in a second, I'm going to show you how to train it the right way for young hitters, but first, here's why this is so important of a movement to learn. The hip hinge is one of the 7 movement patterns that research has proven kids need to learn before puberty if they want to develop their full strength potential. And the reason it's so important is because it's the key movement pattern that helps transfer energy from the lower half of the body to the upper half. And if a hitter can't push their hips back while keeping a straight spine, their lower half can't generate and transfer power efficiently into the upper half. So instead of loading up their glutes and hamstrings like a springboard, the upper body ends up collapsing like a trap door, losing all that potential energy before they even get their swing off. And when that happens, hitters tend to compensate, either by using all their arms or lunging forward, or they lose balance in different areas of the swing. And that's why some kids feel like they're swinging as hard as they can, but they still are hitting weak grounders instead of driving the ball. I actually caught some flack online the other day when someone saw my 12-year-old daughter deadlifting and thought it was way too advanced for her age. And their argument was kids shouldn't be lifting weights that young. But here's the reality. We need to be teaching these types of movement patterns at even younger ages than 12. We got to get them in before puberty. And the hip hinge is a fundamental human movement, not some advanced bodybuilding exercise. And guess what? It's a huge reason why my daughter's starting hitting bombs in 12U while being one of the smallest girls on her team, because she had learned this key movement pattern. And by training these movement patterns early, kids learn to move more efficiently, generate more power, and actually reach their full potential. So if you're serious about helping your kid hit harder, you can't afford to ignore teaching them these movement patterns. In fact, a study from the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research found that athletes with a strong hip hinge had higher force outputs, faster sprint speeds, and better jump explosiveness. All things that directly transfer to bat speed and exit velocity with hitters at the plate. So how do you actually train this movement pattern to young kids? Well, a simple way to help young hitters develop a proper hip hinge is by using a box and a PVC pipe. Have them stand with their heels touching a box while holding a PVC pipe so it touches their back of their head, their upper back, and their tailbone. Tell them to push their hips back, not down, until their calves touch the box, and then ask them to bend over as far as they can while keeping the PVC pipe touching all 3 of those contact points. And then once they get the feel for that, we'll start incorporating this movement into their actual stance and load phase in their swing and different drills that we do. And it might feel a little awkward for them at first, but once they master it, everything starts to change. They'll start driving the ball harder, staying more balanced, and actually using their legs correctly to create power and transfer it from the lower half to the upper half. And this is just one of the 7 movement patterns that separates power hitters from weak hitters that I really do believe you need to teach kids before puberty. And if you want to see how we incorporate this into designing programs that really help kids learn these movement patterns and learn how to do them all explosively, drop a comment below saying, send me the video, and I will make sure I send it to you.